for branding. It's a good thing. Go run this donation the whole time. That was mine. Well, okay, so listen. Here's the extent of my political career. So I was in Florida. And I ran for the district and more than state. So it still works. It's still
What's up?
I'll be here. I'm just gonna bring them a few hot.
Okay. I will do that. Thank you.
I think we got a chance. I mean, I'm serious. I think we got a good record. We start against Oconee. If we beat Oconee, we'll probably play Peachtree City. Peachtree City, they're always pretty good.
Sounds like a you problem.
But Smyrna, Warren Robins, and Harris are all in the other bracket.
We have less than a minute before we begin.
If that was you, I'd have been back at you.
Julia, I still think you should do what you do at the commissioners meeting. You should sit right next to me. Once it's approved, I can sign it. But then Carrie's going to get mad. She's not going to have anybody to whisper to.
It used to be when we got the agenda, we'd have a little blue line up here beside it that you click on and
to at least compete.
Go to that exact item.
If you download it, it should allow you to.
I did download it, but it wasn't. It didn't show up this time for some reason.
It's on the website. You can do it.
We got about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
Well,
Make sure
Not a big
microphone's
thing.
on, please. Carrie,
It could be maybe I downloaded it wrong. It wouldn't be the first thing I've done that on.
is mine off?
I think yours is on.
Away we go.
I can turn it off.
Good evening. I'll call this meeting of the Cartersville City Council to order. If you'll please stand for invocation and pledge.
Good evening, everyone. Let us bow our heads and pray. Our Father in heaven, we pause this time to give you all the honor and all the glory that you so rightly deserve. We are so thankful at this time to stand and be at the seat of government of Cartersville, Georgia, to do the business of the city as you see fit. Come down and give us wisdom and understanding to make the wise decisions that is pleasing to you, and we'll be so grateful. We ask these blessings and all blessings in your Son, Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Draper, roll, please.
Carrie Hodge, Ward 1. Here. Jay Stepp, Ward 2.
Here.
Carrie Ross, Ward 3.
Here.
Calvin Cooley, Ward 4.
Here.
Gary Fox, Ward 5.
Here.
Pat Wren, Ward 6.
Thank you, Julia. First order of business tonight is the approval of our council meeting minutes from June the 15th. And council, you've had these well in advance and had an opportunity to look them over. Now would be the time to make any adjustments, if any are needed. If there are none, a motion's in order.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. The motion carries unanimously. Council, I'm going to ask for there to be a motion to add 2 items to the agenda this evening.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
2 items are added. Mr. Lovell, if you will handle
I
these
will.
items for us.
The first item to add is a resolution to approve a moratorium on specialty shops in the downtown business district for basically 90 days. The reason for this is basically that, as most of you know, we've had numerous requests for specialty shops recently, and we're creating different definitions for one type of business versus another type of business, and we just want to review our ordinances, compare with other jurisdictions, and come up with a uniform definition for specialty shops for staff to enforce downtown. Because right now we have basically different requirements for every store you walk into, and it's not workable for staff to continue to having to enforce matters like that. So I would recommend that moratorium be approved by the council.
Okay, is there any discussion? If there's none, a motion's in order.
Motion to approve. Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion carries unanimously. Next item, please.
The next item is, we have just completed a internal review of the city's adult entertainment ordinance and realized that we did not have several things that have been updated by other communities, including the sale of adult instruments and devices, novelties, and paraphernalia to be regulated as part of your adult entertainment ordinance. What I would ask y'all to do is to pass a moratorium on us issuing any new permits related to those type of establishments under the adult entertainment ordinance, or any permits by the city in general for those types of establishments for a period until September 30th of this year, during which time myself, Chief of Police, and Mr. Menino's department will be getting together and revising our adult entertainment ordinance to include these and other revisions as well. This moratorium is recommended by staff at this time for your approval.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? If there is no discussion or any questions, motion's in order.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Mr. Menino, if you'll get us going with ZMA 23-01.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. This is an annual amendment to the zoning map. We take the previous year's annexations and zonings, put them on the map and re-adopt it. With that, this is the second reading. There have been no additions or changes since the last reading.
Thank you. Any questions for Randy on the zoning map? If there's none, I'll open up a public hearing for ZMA 23-01. Anybody wishing to step forward, speak for or against, may do so at this time. And seeing none, I'll close the public hearing for ZMA 23-01 and turn over to council for consideration.
Motion to approve.
Good answer. Good answer. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. T23-03, Mr. Menino, please.
Thank you again, Mayor and Council. This is actually 26 amendments to our current zoning ordinance in order to comply with the state legislature's adopted changes to the zoning procedures law. City attorney went through our ordinance and made the changes that are necessary for that compliance. With that, we did take it to the Planning Commission. They have recommended approval, and there have been no additions or changes since the first reading.
Thank you. Any questions for Randy on this item? Thank you, sir. And now we'll open up a public hearing for T23-03. Anybody wishing to step forward, speak for or against, may do so at this time. And seeing none, I'll close the public hearing for T23-03 and turn it over to council for any other questions, discussions, or motions.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. One more time for you, Randy.
Thank you again.
Getting your up downs in here.
This will be my last time. This is our annual software, annual amendment to our annual software maintenance agreement. With that, the price is now $22,747.38. It is a budgeted item. It did go up 9% since last year's fee.
Thank you. Any questions for Randy? Any discussion? If not, a motion's in order.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Mr. Dixon, you have a handful this evening as well. Actually, just a couple. Good ones, though.
Yes, sir. Thank you. The gas system is requesting the purchase of 3,300 feet of steel pipe for the Great Valley Parkway extension. 3 bids were requested, but only 2 were submitted. Irby Utilities of Kennesaw, Georgia submitted a low bid of $58,839. This is a budget item. Council's approval is recommended.
Thank you. Any discussion? If not, a motion.
Motion to approve.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Continue on, Michael.
Yes, sir. This is a natural gas service agreement that has been negotiated with SK Battery America Incorporated, outlining the terms of natural gas service for their facility. Their usage is anticipated to ramp up over the next 7 years to a total of 11,000 decatherms per day by 2023. Their maximum usage at that time would be equivalent to the city's overall natural gas consumption on a cool day in the month of February. The gas system anticipates that system improvements totaling approximately $10 million will be necessary to serve this volume. Under the terms of the agreement, SK America Incorporated has agreed to pay a minimum monthly bill for its natural gas usage over the course of 7 years or until the city has recuperated its capital outlay, whichever occurs first. The gas system anticipates the capital outlay to be recuperated within 5 years, depending on the actual cost of natural gas. SK has executed the agreement. It's been accepted by the city attorney's office, and council's approval is recommended for the city to enter into this agreement.
Thank you. Make any comment?
Yes, sir. Mr. Mayor, Michael Dixon and Brian Friary have done a tremendous job, as well as Keith, reviewing this contract. There's a lot of back and forth with our Korean counterparts, but they've been very professional, very courteous to them, and basically shared with them our costs. And I very appreciate all the work you guys put into this. And I know it's a long road, but obviously it's a big day for Cartersville, so I appreciate everything you guys have done to make this happen.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions or comments or discussion? If not, a motion is in order.
Make a motion to approve. Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Michael. Dan, you've got the next one.
Yes, sir. The first one is amendment to the 178 West Main Street property sale and concept plan. As was discussed in the work session, I will just ask for approval of the resolution just for basically to approval of the 178 property sale, changing from J.B. Henderson to Womack Brothers LLC. That would be the approval of that resolution. Everything in the contract will stay the same, just change of the buyer in that.
Okay. Any questions on this item or discussion needed? If there's none, a motion is in order.
Motion to approve the amendment for the 178 West Main Street property change to Womack Brothers as the buyers.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Chief Carter, you're up, sir.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I bring before you tonight, first of all, the annual purchase award for fire department physicals for our firefighters. This is through Site Med of Kennesaw. They've also provided us annual comprehensive physicals to cover all the different aspects of firefighting, and also through the year they give us medical support for clearance of our firefighters if they're injured. Meets NFPA 1982. For our hazardous material members, it also meets all the OSHA guidelines, all this particular lab testing. The annual cost this year is $28,670, which is up 4% over last year, but it is a budgeted item. All services and invoices will be completed and turned in by December the 15th.
Thank you, sir. Questions or comments for the chief? If there are none, a motion's in order.
Motion to approve. Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
And motion carries unanimously. Next item, please, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you. The fire department respectfully requests approval of the annual renewal for our Vector Solutions. And this is a cloud-based software that is the record management software for our training, supplies, and all of our equipment. The cost of this renewal is $11,006, and it is a budgeted item.
Thank you. Questions, comments, or motions?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Mr. Hampton, your turn.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. First item, I believe is, yes. This is the MV90 upgrade where we're requesting authorization for. This is our software we use to help do the billing for our large industrial customers. It gets our hourly data that we need to perform their billing. This is a software version that we have now is becoming obsolete. They will no longer support it. So we have no choice. They've kind of actually dragged it out for us because we needed to wait until this budget. But the amount is $8,602. It is from Itron. It's a sole source thing, and it's a budgeted expense.
Thank you, sir. Any questions or discussion? If not, a motion's in order.
Motion to approve. Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Next item, please.
Okay, next item is, we also requested authorization to purchase a pallet of 2S meters, which is our standard 200 amp meters, residential meters. This is just some meters to have in stock for day-to-day operations. We're requesting these from the equipment controls company that we're currently buying meters from for the AMI project we're underway. The total price for the 224 meters is $37,755.20, and it is a budgeted expense.
Thank you. Any discussion? If not, a motion's in order.
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion
Thank you.
carries unanimously. Thank you. Mr. Foy, you've got the next two.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Public Works wheeled excavator encountered some issues that prevented the swing arm of the excavator not to move. After inspection by a tractor and equipment company of Calhoun, Georgia, it was determined that the swing transmission would need to be replaced. This repair was completed in order to utilize this piece of equipment on an active job. The cost of the repair was $20,357.46. Which was less than the proposed cost to repair. Public Works requests approval of this invoice from TEC. The repair will be paid from our maintenance of vehicle and equipment budget.
Okay, thank you. Any questions? If not, a motion's in order.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Next item, Steve.
Okay, next item. City of Cartersville currently has several quotes to purchase I'll just say flashing beacon. It's technically a rectangular rapid flashing beacon, RRFB, through a Georgia Department of Transportation LMIG Safety Action Program grant to install at an existing crosswalk. The Georgia Department of Transportation has notified the City of Cartersville Public Works that we have been awarded up to $6,800. We're requesting council's approval to allow Public Works to purchase a flashing beacon system to install at the existing crosswalk crossing Pine Grove Road at the Dellinger Park main entrance. The lowest and best quote for this flashing beacon is from Southern Lighting and Traffic for $9,050. We are requesting that council approve this purchase of the flashing beacon with costs and miscellaneous materials not to exceed $9,700. 70% of this cost will be reimbursed through the grant aforementioned. This is not a budgeted item, but will be paid by the 2020 SPLOST funds.
This, Mr. Mayor, came from a request from Councilman Roth and actually from the citizens. Obviously, if you drive down Pine Grove, you need to see the number of people that walk across there, and sometimes traffic does not stop for them, so it's recommended for your approval.
Well, and I would also say, you know, that a couple of years ago, the electric department put in a brighter light, street light there at that crosswalk, and that really helped a lot at night. But I know that street can, and we've taken some pine trees down there at the entrance for better visual sight. And I appreciate Parks and Rec Director Steve Roberts doing that. And so I think that helps, and these will also help in the safety of that crosswalk that's there that gets used quite often. And so I appreciate you working on getting this grant.
Yes, sir.
So thank you.
Okay. Would you like to make a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
And motion carries unanimously. Thank you, Steve. Dan, you got the next couple,
Yes,
sir?
sir. The next one is surplus donation. So the city of Taylorsville reached out for this tar kettle trailer that we've had. We're going to put on Gov Deals. Obviously, to me, it was better to donate to them for a needy city that obviously needs something like that. It does need some work on igniters, so I recommend approval of this donation of this piece of equipment.
Questions, comments, or motions?
Make a motion to approve the donation to the city of Taylorsville.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion carries unanimously. Next item.
Next item is water sewer bond reimbursement. As we recall, a few meetings ago, Wiedemann and Singleton, you approved that contract with them for engineering work for potential water and sewer bond issue for expansion of the treatment plant and eventually the pollution control plant. This will allow us to get reimbursed for those engineering fees going forward and any other costs associated before we issue the actual revenue bond sometime next year. So I recommend this for your approval.
Thank you. Any discussion? If not, a motion's in order.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
And the motion carries unanimously. Mr. Roberts, your turn.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Council. This is to renew our program provider contracts. It is for Little League, Cartersville Little League, which does youth baseball, Southern Soccer Academy, which does their youth soccer and camps, Top Shelf Concession, which is one of our concession, or the only concession provider we have, and Wire to Wire, which provides running clubs. Top Shelf will be a 15% monthly revenue, and Wire to Wire will give 25% of their gross monthly revenue, and non-resident fee will be paid fully to the city. I do look for approval.
Just to
Well, I hope so,
clarify,
if you bring-
Well, I guess that's really not anything voted on, but yeah.
the top shelf one you're asking for.
The Top
just
Shelf, yes,
in
I'm
this
sorry.
calendar year,
We
12/31.
did. We are running that one through December 31st. The time frame works better for Parks and Rec. During that time, if we wanted to make a switch, it'd be a lot easier to make that switch than in July when we're right in the middle of our pool season. So.
Okay, thank you. So if a motion would be made that would at least note that change, since that's different than the documentation we have on the original agenda. Is there any questions or discussions on this item? If there's none, a motion is in order.
Motion to approve with the amendment to the top shelf agreement.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Next item, please, Steve.
At the Senior Aquatic Center, we did have a pump and a heat exchange go out. The quoted for parts and service for the heat exchange was $18,850, and that was by Aero Mechanical. And to rebuild the pump was $47.65, and that was also by Aero Mechanical. It is not a budgeted item, but we do have that in our maintenance account. So I would recommend approval.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion? If there's none, a motion's in order.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion carries unanimously. Thank you, sir. Mr. Beck, your turn. First timer? You done this? Second time, that's right. That was the week I wasn't here.
I'm not
That's fine.
I don't want to relive the first time.
Do we need to go into the line item discussion again?
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Yeah, so the first item that we have is a 1,000 horsepower motor for number 3 high service pump at the water treatment plant. It's giving us some high temperature alarms, and we suspect a faulty temperature sensor is the cause. But the pump has to be taken out of service and taken to the shop to be disassembled and inspected. As this pump is vital for operating during the warmer months, we have requested quotes from Cole Technology for a turnkey motor repair. We received the quotes for a recondition, a rewind, and/or a new motor, but we expect it to only be the recondition. However, we are recommending a approval of not to exceed of $65,000, just in case it does have to be the rewind cost. This is a budgeted item.
Thank you. Questions, comments, or motions?
Motion to approve.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Next one, Brent.
The second item that we have is the actuator for our number 3 final clarifier sludge valve needs to be replaced. We received quotes for the replacement, including the installation and the calibration. We are recommending the low bid of $12,152.08 by Georgia Western, including the 4-week lead time for material be approved, and this item is a budgeted item.
Thank you. Any discussion? If not, a motion's in order.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Last one for you, Brent.
The last item that we have is just material stock for our water distribution and collections warehouse. We are recommending the award to purchase the items to the low bidder of Consolidated Pipe and Supply for $16,352.92, and this is a budgeted item.
Okay, thank you. Any discussion? If not, a motion's in order.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
And motion carries unanimously. Thank you, sir. Time for the Stephen Greer Show.
Spend some quality time tonight.
That's right.
Good evening. This first item is a request to purchase a new IP phone system that will replace the current phone system that was installed back in 2017. The current system was discontinued, end of sale, end of life already by the manufacturer. So The new system will give us some features we don't have. Total amount is $102,613.40 from CMP Technologies. This is a budgeted item and to be funded by the 2020 SPLOST, and I recommend this for your approval.
Any discussion? If not, a motion's in order.
Motion to approve. Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Next one, please.
This is a budgeted annual support renewal for our Laserfish document imaging system. It's a cloud-based system we use for all of our document management. Total amount is $9,886 from MCCI, and it's recommended for your approval.
Questions, comments, or motions?
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Okay, this item is the construction and installation of a fiber pathway to be built into the new Advocates for Children on Joe Frank Harris Parkway. Total amount is $18,840.73 from NCI. Portion of this install is going to be paid by the customer. This is not a budgeted item, but this is a 2020 SPLOST, and we recommend this for your approval.
Thank you. Questions, comments, or motions?
Motion to approve. Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Okay, this next item is the request to purchase security cameras and license plate readers for Dillinger Park entrances and the entrance to the Pine Mountain Trail parking lot. This is also includes additional parking lot cameras for Dillinger Park, tennis area, and basketball court parking. This is $15,368 from Vicon. This is not a budgeted item, but will be funded by the 2020 SPLOST, and I recommend this for your approval.
I should have asked this in the work session perhaps. But the other, like the baseball complex and the league field areas, are those things that we've maybe perhaps discussed maybe doing in the future years?
We can absolutely look into
Well,
it.
I'll leave that up to the recreation department to decide.
This is what
if
we
they're needed or
were
wanted.
approached. Yeah, we were approached, or Chief McCann approached the rec department when Tom Gilling was here, and then we got involved. But this, like I said, the license plate reader was an idea we kicked around years ago, but we had to wait until the technology caught up for
Gotcha.
digital cameras. So,
Okay, thank you. All right, any other questions? If not, a motion's in order.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion carries unanimously. City server hardware update.
Yeah, this is a request to purchase new servers for our virtual hardware or virtual server system that we bought in 2017. This is on about a 5-year refresh cycle for us. They're used for providing our financial system and all of our applications for city users. Total amount is $78,031.52 from FiberStore. This is a budgeted item, and it is a 2020 SPLOST also, and we recommend this for your approval.
Thank you. Questions, comments, or motions?
Motion to approve?
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
This is a software purchase for the hardware from the previous item. This is the software that makes our virtualization work and the software that's used to back up all of our city data. Total amount is $53,068.39 from CDWG. It is a budgeted item, 2020 SPLOST, and we recommend this for your approval.
Okay, any discussion? If not, a motion's in order.
Make a motion to approve. Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. Thank you.
This next item is the fiber pathway installation for Q-cells on Great Valley Parkway. This is to provide our Fibercom internet service for Q-cells and the adjacent construction trailer city area. Total amount is $85,810.40 from NCI. Not a budgeted item, but this is 2020 SPLOST, and we recommend this for your approval.
You mentioned in the work session, I think people want to hear the approximate payback time for, I said approximate, we're not going to hold you to it.
Approximate's 2 years. It just depends on how many construction trailers we serve. We've already got several, 2 or 3 rolling in, so there should be even more. plus the Q cells has got, you know, a fair amount of bandwidth, so I would say 2 years or less.
You're already signed the engineering firm out there.
Oh,
that's
there it
worked with,
is.
We've got
so.
several contracts already for the construction trailer and several more coming in, and Q cells themselves will likely have a construction trailer circuit too, so.
Great, thank you.
And
Any other?
I'm sorry, this is the what picture I was asked earlier in the work session. Basically, these are the customer Steve's already got, basically for the investment that Mayor and Council approved several years ago to get out to the industrial park. We had to pass by Gradal to get out that way, so you can see where he's picked up a number of customers for the payback on the investment to get out to Highland 75. So.
Yep. If you build it, they will come, right?
I hope so.
Just head on up to Dalton. Just keep going.
The questions, comments, or motions on this item?
Make a motion to approve. Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Last item.
Last one. This item is the support renewal for our Office 365 software for all of the city end users. This is what we use for our office productivity, email communications, and system security. The total is $82,861.68 from CDWG. This is a budgeted item, and we recommend this for your approval.
Any discussion? If not, a motion's in order.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries unanimously. Go ahead, Jay, say it. 30 items in 29 minutes, that ain't too bad, is it?
That's pretty good.
That's good.
Good thing we don't have one of those consent agendas. It would only
And
take 5
again,
minutes.
we take an awful lot of time and effort on the front end, and then during our work session ironing out, so these meetings go a little bit more expeditiously. Is there anybody wishes to step forward to make comment? Now would be the time to do so. Step forward, please, sir. And when you do, I'll need you, when you get up here to the microphone, I'll need you to give your name and your address so that our clerk can record that into the minutes, okay? You just adjust that microphone however you need it to be.
Yeah, none of them are there. Okay. Mayor and council, my name is Gary Palmer. I reside at 28 Ridgeview Drive, Cartersville, 30120. I was here before they had zip codes. I was born in 1946 in the hospital about where that water line's going now. That then raised on Gilmer Street. Went to the Grand Theater when it's 15 cents, and you can get a Babe Ruth candy bar for 5 cents. All those things, but and I stayed in this town till 18 years old. Came back with family in tow 20 years later, and I love this town. The amenities, the things around us, absolutely amazing. Everything here. Logan, I don't guess you've got a copy of that display window, have you? Y'all know what I'm talking about too, don't you? It's it's etched in my memory right now. You guys know what I'm talking about. Everybody's walked down that sidewalk there, sometimes with your children. One of the establishments to the right of that, they're hurting right now because this should not happen. This should not happen. We left the door open somewhere. I say we. I mean, I should be a more informed citizen. I need to be. I need to start paying more attention to what's around us. Our moral compass is being hurt by what's happened with that. I heard something about a specialty store, whatever they call this thing over there. I think it's called general merchandise. Nobody really saw what was happening there. I'm not going in there to find out either. But I'll tell you one story. On July the 4th, I go to the parade, come down, and I said, well, I'm going to walk down that way and go get a free hot dog at the Friendship. And this couple was getting out of the car, right about where that display window's right behind me there. And he gets out, and the wife, and we talk a little bit, and he says, he points there, he said, I came from Pennsylvania to come to Cartersville so that I didn't have to deal with this stuff anymore. That's what he said. Now, our tourism, our all of the great things we have in this square right here, the amenities of the rivers and the mountains, all, but right now, the reason I said where I'm a native of this area, and Cartersville is my home. That shouldn't happen. I felt like I heard something about maybe adult entertainment, and so y'all are working on some things right now. I'd like to be a part of that too, but the thing is, you guys, you have a lot going here, a lot of great things. We don't need to let that be. If you get one thing like that, it just multiplies and it gets worse. Our tourism, but our families, my 9 grandchildren won't be able to walk down that street, that sidewalk, without seeing something like that. We don't need anything like that. So that is what I had to say. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? Time to step forward. And seeing none, anything else that needs to come before council tonight?
Wait, whoa.
Whoa.
So, apologize for my hair being all messed up, and I traditionally don't wear flip-flops to council. Well, I have before. But Cartersville's well represented this year with our Little League program. The 8-year-olds won state. The 10 and 11s are sending off. They're going to Martinez Evans and long ways over to Rockmart. So they play state, and the I think the 11s are in Savannah, actually. So all 3 of them are leaving. They are playing starting Saturday morning. The 12-year-olds play next weekend in Smyrna. So well represented in those age groups. So keep up with WBHF, paper, whatever, social media, and watch these boys and root for them. Maybe we'll get a state title out of it. We already got one, 8-year-olds. So
good.
Go Canes.
Well, there you go. Well said. Anyone else? Chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Stay going.
Going back out there.
All right. So does water.
You're the chunk, keep it up.